Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is Voice of the Global South. All right then, let's get started. On the show this week, from limited uranium to almost unlimited thorium, India is rewriting its energy future, masters the breeder technology that guarantees energy independence for centuries. The breakthrough also marks a global milestone, making India a world leader in sustainable power. North Korea's supreme leader Kim Jong-un is increasingly positioning his teenage daughter as his heir apparent. Seen driving tanks and firing rifles, Kim Joo-ae is apparently being groomed to lead North Korea's nuclear-armed military, the first woman ever at the top of the Kim dynasty. And a chilling scandal erupts atop Mount Everest. A $20 million insurance scam allegedly involves mountain guides drugging or poisoning foreign trekkers and climbers to stage fake emergency helicopter evacuations. Corrupt operators allegedly orchestrate unnecessary rescues to collect massive insurance payouts, often involving ghost flights and kickbacks from private hospitals. India officially enters a new era of energy sovereignty, announces the successful start of nuclear power generation capacity through a unique process called breeder technology, where a reactor generates more fuel than it consumes. India becomes only the second country in the world to operate a commercial-scale fast breeder reactor, which promises to unlock the country's massive thorium reserves. Mind you, India has the largest thorium reserves in the world. In fact, it is the only country with a dedicated three-stage nuclear power program that is specifically designed to eventually transition its entire energy grid to a thorium-based fuel cycle, thanks to the visionary leadership of Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. As Aman Kumar Himanshu reports, the 500-megawatt facility at Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu state isn't just another power plant. It's a strategic masterstroke, a revolution in sustainable low-carbon technology that guarantees total energy independence for centuries.
On the 6th of April, India took a giant leap towards becoming energy independent when the prototype fast breeder reactor at Kalpakkam achieved criticality. Criticality is the point when a nuclear reactor achieves a stable, controlled chain reaction in which the neutrons produced equal the neutrons lost, allowing it to generate power. This prototype fast breeder reactor is a 500 megawatt electrical reactor built by Bharatiya Nabhikya Vidyut Nigam Limited at the Kalpakkam nuclear complex in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. With this achievement, India has officially entered the second stage of its three-stage nuclear power program, a visionary roadmap first conceived by the architect of India's nuclear program, Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. Once fully operational, India will become only the second country in the world after Russia to operate a commercial fast breeder reactor. Fast breeder reactors have been developed only by a handful of countries. Russia is a global leader in this field. But some countries such as France, Japan and the United States have scaled back their respective programs because of high cost and technical challenges. India remains one of the few countries to pursue breeder reactors as part of its national energy strategy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi called it a proud moment for India and a defining step in advancing the country's nuclear program. In a post on X, he said, and I quote, "This advanced reactor capable of producing more fuel than it consumes reflects the depth of our scientific capability and the strength of our engineering enterprise. It is a decisive step towards harnessing our vast thorium reserves in the third stage of the program, A proud moment for India. Congratulations to our scientists and engineers, unquote. So what exactly has India achieved? And why does it matter? The prototype fast breeder reactor, which has achieved criticality, is a pool-type sodium-cooled fast breeder reactor with a capacity of 500 megawatts of electrical capacity. The fast breeder reactor produces more fuel than it consumes, greatly increasing India's long-term energy security. The 500 megawatts electric capacity is sufficient to supply power to up to 500,000 Indian households simultaneously. India holds limited uranium reserves but has one of the largest thorium reserves in the world. To make the most of its thorium deposits, the Department of Atomic Energy designed a three-stage nuclear power program built on a closed nuclear fuel cycle. The goal is to progressively multiply domestic fissile resources and secure long-term energy independence. The first stage involved pressurized heavy water reactors, which are large nuclear plants that use heavy water. This is a special form of water made with a heavier hydrogen isotope. It acts both as a coolant and a moderator, the material that slows neutrons down to make fission easier. These reactors run on natural uranium and produce electricity, but also generate plutonium as a byproduct in their spent fuel. That plutonium now becomes the starting fuel for the second stage, which is precisely what the fast breeder reactor represents. The third and final stage will use India's vast thorium reserves as its primary fuel to sustain reactions. Once this stage is reached, India will have a practically inexhaustible energy source, securing its power needs for centuries and achieving total energy independence. India is the world's third largest energy guzzler after China and the United States. With the world's largest population and a fast-growing economy, India's energy consumption is only expected to grow further. As the Iran war and its impact on global energy prices have demonstrated, a continuing overwhelming dependence on fossil fuels poses a risk to economies such as India. Today, nuclear energy represents only 3% of India's energy mix, but it wants to raise that dramatically from 8,180 megawatts in 2024 to 100 gigawatts by 2047. That's where the three-stage nuclear program and thorium fit in. The centrality of thorium to India's future cannot be overstated, as it is dictated by the country's unique geological endowment. India's thorium deposits are found in coastal and inland placer sands across states such as Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Gujarat, as well as riverine sands in Jharkhand and West Bengal. Thorium is considered a fertile material rather than a fissile one, meaning that it cannot sustain a chain reaction on its own and must be converted into uranium-233. The Kalpakkam fast breeder reactor could help extract more energy from limited uranium supplies, recycle nuclear fuel, reduce waste, and pave the way for thorium-based reactors. Kalpakkam is not merely a reactor. It is the beginning of a revolution. It represents a nation taking control of its energy destiny, building a sustainable, low-carbon future, and asserting itself as a global leader in advanced technology. Achieving criticality is proof that India's nuclear journey is no longer a vision, it is a reality, and its impact would be felt for generations to come. Aman Kumar Himanshu for DD India.
Is the world's most secretive nuclear power preparing for its first woman leader? North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has apparently chosen his teenage daughter Kim Joo-ae as his official successor. She is believed to be 13 or 14 years old. Her exact birthday, much like everything else in Pyongyang, remains a state secret. Kim Joo-ae is not just a prop. According to South Korea's National Intelligence Service, she has entered what they call the successor designate stage. That is a significant upgrade from earlier language of successor training. South Korean intelligence officials told the country's lawmakers that Kim Joo-ae is already giving inputs on policy matters and is being treated, in effect, as the regime's number 2 figure. The latest assessment shared just days ago has not changed. South Korean officials say that what was circumstantial inference then is now backed by credible intelligence. In mid-March, Kim Joo-ae was seen driving an army tank, looking out of the driver's hatch while her father leaned against the turret. In early March, she was seen at a firing range aiming a rifle. Kim Joo-ae made her debut on the world stage in September 2025. As Kim stepped off the train in Beijing, his daughter was right behind him, dressed in a dark jacket with a navy ribbon in her hair. She first appeared in North Korean state media in November 2022 at the launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile. And since then, she's been a regular at her father's side, attending military parades, weapons tests, and even a resort opening. North Korean state media calls her Kim's most beloved or respected daughter, a title that carries weight in a country where the Kim family is revered as gods. Little is known about her except that her existence was first revealed in 2013 by former US basketball player Dennis Rodman, who mentioned holding Kim's baby daughter during a visit to Pyongyang. North Korea has never confirmed her name or age. It has been reported that she is the second of Kim's 3 children from his wife Ri Sol-ju. On state media, North Korean adults have been seen bowing deeply before Joo-ae. In March 2024, the state media called her a hyangdo, which means a great person of guidance in Korean. It's a term that's typically reserved for top leaders and their successors. At recent public appearances, she has often walked ahead of both her aunt, powerful regime spokeswoman Kim Yo-jong, and her mother Ri Sol-ju, linking arms with her father, whispering to him, and holding hands. Kim has even been seen letting his daughter enter a car before him. North Korea has unveiled new postage stamps featuring leader Kim Jong-un's daughter in what experts describe as another sign of a rise as heir apparent of the nuclear-armed nation. The state-run Korea Stamp Corporation unveiled a new series of stamps commemorating a missile launch, 5 of them featuring Kim and his daughter. The corporation described the unnamed girl as Kim's beloved daughter in captions describing the stamps on its website. The stamps further cement her place in the cult of personality surrounding the ruling Kim family. Kim Joo-ae has also drawn attention for a sartorial taste, mirroring her father's distinctive style, donning matching leather jackets. For 78 years, North Korea has known only one ruling family: grandfather Kim Il-sung, father Kim Jong-il, and now son Kim Jong-un. A smooth succession is the regime's insurance policy. Now, Kim Jong-un is said to be in his early 40s. Rumors about his health have circulated for years, though never confirmed. Without a clear heir, the military, the party, and the security apparatus could fracture. A power vacuum in Pyongyang is the nightmare scenario for Seoul, Washington, D.C., and Beijing. By elevating Joo-ae, Kim is trying to lock in a 4th generation before any crisis hits. It's classic dynastic insurance: groom early, legitimize publicly, and bind the elite to the next Kim. As one analyst put it, this is about pre-positioning a dynastic asset so that the system does not skip a beat. Unlike a father who was groomed for leadership in his 20s, Joo-ae is being introduced early, possibly to normalize the idea of a female leader in a deeply patriarchal society. North Korea has never been led by a woman at the very top. The regime's ideology and its military culture were built around male heirs. Experts watching Pyongyang say that the system was never built to receive a female successor. So gender politics could still prove to be the biggest obstacle. Yet, the regime is signaling that it will bend tradition if it must. Joo-ae's elevation would be unprecedented, a daughter inheriting the world's only hereditary communist dynasty. North Korea's approach to succession planning is openly dynastic. Kim is betting that the family name is stronger than any individual. It's a high-stakes gamble, but in Pyongyang, it is the only game in town. So, expect the 13-year-old girl to be groomed to command the world's fourth largest military and a nuclear arsenal. The Kim dynasty appears to be doubling down on blood over all else as a region already on edge watches every missile being launched. A major scandal has emerged from the slopes of Mount Everest, turning the world's highest peak into a stage for a high-altitude heist. Authorities in Nepal have uncovered a $20 million insurance fraud in which trekkers were allegedly made to appear sick and evacuated unnecessarily, all to siphon money from international insurers. The scam is believed to have affected nearly 5,000 climbers between 2022 and 2025. Chilling reports suggest that certain guides have been accused of secretly drugging foreign climbers with baking soda or high-altitude medicines to induce fake symptoms, triggering stage helicopter rescues as part of a multi-million-dollar fraud. Aman Kumar Himanshu takes a closer look at the Mount Everest poisoning scandal or helicopter rescue scam.
Mount Everest, nestled in the Himalayas, has long been regarded as one of the world's premier destinations for high-altitude trekking, drawing thousands of adventurers each year to these routes, such as the iconic Everest Base Camp Trail in Nepal. The mountaineering industry of Nepal is one of the most prestigious and vital sectors of its economy. It has long supported local communities, generated employment, and attracted adventurers from across the world through high-end expedition tourism. But now this globally respected mountaineering industry is under intense scrutiny. Nepal Police's Central Investigation Bureau has uncovered a $20 million insurance fraud linked to Mount Everest trekking expeditions. It published a 748-page report released in March this year. A network of guides, trekking agencies, helicopter operators, and private hospitals operated a structured, commission-based network to exploit international travelers by deliberately inducing illnesses and orchestrating unnecessary emergency evacuations. Two methods were employed for manufacturing these so-called emergencies. In the first method, some tourists are willing participants. After completing a trek, such as a 2-week journey to the Everest Base Camp, the guides tell the trekkers to feign illness in order to secure a helicopter ride back to Kathmandu. Once they agree, the guides arrange a helicopter rescue. A single helicopter carries multiple passengers, but separate. Full price invoices are submitted to each passenger's insurance company, as if each had their own dedicated flight. A $4,000 charter becomes a $12,000 claim. To support these false claims, fake flight records and loads of documents are created, turning what appears to be a life-saving operation into a carefully planned fraud. The second method is more predatory. Guides and hotel staff allegedly frighten and coerce these trekkers who experienced mild altitude symptoms, common above 3,000 meters, that their lives are at risk unless they are evacuated immediately. In some cases, investigators found that certain medicines were given along with excessive water to deliberately trigger symptoms, such as dizziness and nausea, making the situation appear more serious than it actually was. Perhaps most shocking allegations were made by the Economic Times, which said that baking soda was mixed with food to make tourists physically unwell. Following a detailed investigation, the investigators recommended charges against 32 individuals, with 11 arrests made so far. The scale of the scam is significant, affecting nearly 5,000 international climbers between the years 2022 and 2025. Police said that more than 300 suspected cases of fake rescues have been identified. Financially, the system is driven by commissions. Hospitals reportedly pay 20 to 25% of the insurance amount to trekking companies and a similar share to helicopter operators for patient referrals. Guides and trekking companies benefit from these inflated bills. In some cases, tourists are offered cash incentives to take part in the fraud, turning a rescue mission meant to save lives into a highly profitable scam. Investigators found out that medical reports were manipulated and flight records along with invoices were altered to support insurance claims. These documents were used to secure quick payouts from international insurers, taking advantage of the urgency surrounding high-altitude rescues. Officials estimate that the network generated $20 million, making it one of the largest scams in the Himalayan tourism. What made it harder to detect the scam was the intricate system behind it. Every group involved gets a share of the money, and for insurance companies based in countries such as Australia and the United Kingdom, it is very difficult to verify what actually happened in remote Himalayan areas above 3,000 meters. The current crisis is a repeat of a scandal first exposed by the Kathmandu Post newspaper in the year 2018. At that time, a 700-page government report revealed similar abuses and recommended strict reforms such as removing intermediaries and making it mandatory to report cases to the Department of Tourism. But these recommendations were largely ignored. According to the chief of the Central Investigation Bureau, Manoj Kumar Kesi, the scam continued to grow because of lax punitive action. With no serious consequences after 2018, the network became more organized and expanded over time. The investigation was reopened in 2025 after a complaint from a citizen group, and by March 2026, Nepal's Central Investigation Bureau had charged 32 persons with organized crime and offences against the state. The scandal has raised serious concerns among travelers about the reliability of medical advice during these treks. Trekkers are now questioning whether medical advice on the mountains can be trusted or if it's driven by simply profit. This growing doubt threatens Nepal's image as a safe and reliable trekking destination and puts honest operators under unfair suspicion. On April 6, Nepal responded by forming a high-level committee to crack down on fraudulent helicopter rescues in the Everest region. For the 2026 season, Nepal has implemented stricter reporting requirements, mandating that all rescues be reported to the Department of Tourism and Tourist Police to prevent fraud. Aman Kumar Himanshu's report for DD India.
And with that, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.